If somebody died and the bank is telling you you can't touch their account, sometimes it feels personal, but it isn't. Here's why that's happening and what you can do about it. So, the bank isn't allowing you to access the account because it must have been just in the decedent's name alone, without a surviving co-owner or without a payable on death or transfer on death beneficiary listed right there at the bank. So technically nobody has authority to access the account or withdraw the funds, and the bank is going to make you wait until there are what's called letters of administration issued by the court. And that's where the probate comes in. So in that situation, somebody has to be appointed by a judge to act on behalf of the estate. And in order to do that, if there's a will, it has to be admitted and proved. And if there's not, then the rights of that individual have to be established to the court's satisfaction. So, short of that court order and those letters of administration, the asset's going to remain frozen. You may not even be able to really get information about the balance on that asset, or anything that's useful until you've taken that step. There are a couple of exceptions where you don't need that kind of court order. If there's, say, $1,000 or less in that account, the institution may pay directly to a surviving spouse or an adult child if there is no surviving spouse. And they may wait until 6 months after death to do that. So it's kind of a limited but sometimes useful loophole. Another opportunity that's at least possible in some cases is what's called a disposition without administration. So if there's 10,000 or less and the claimant essentially has fronted fees for burial or for final expenses, and sometimes you can avoid the probate, although there still are some filings with the court themselves. More often, if we're below $150,000 of estate assets, then what's called a summary probate administration would be available. So that is a probate, but it avoids some of the hoops that a full formal probate would require, like inventories and accountings and different things like that. And there's no personal representative in a summary probate. It's just a petition that could then be brought to that institution. So that can be an avenue there. If you're getting some static from the bank manager, or if you're having trouble accessing the accounts of a deceased loved one, let us know and we'll see if we can help.